Hello dear students, welcome back to new session of learning. In today's video, I will explain Part A Employability Skills, Unit 5 Green Skills. The environment around us affects all aspects of our life and all our day-to-day activities also affect the environment. Let's understand the topic society and environment. People live together in villages, cities, states, and country, thus forming a society. Society interacts with the environment and changes it at the same time. The interaction of the society with the environment sometimes affects the ecological balance in the environment. With the increase in population and economic activities, people's interference with nature has started destroying the environment. The industrial development and intensive agriculture that provides the good for our increasingly consumer oriented society uses up large amount of natural resources such as water, mineral, petroleum products, wood, etc. Now see natural resources. A resource can be defined as any natural or artificial substance, energy, or organism which is used by human being for its welfare. These things include water, land, soils, rocks, forests, animals, fossil fuels, and minerals. They are called natural resources as they are the basis of the life on earth. We use these resources to survive and also to function properly. Natural resources can be consumed directly or indirectly. For instance, human depends directly on forest for food, biomass, health, recreation and increased living comfort. Natural resources come in many forms. It may be a solid, liquid, or gas. It may also be organic or inorganic. It may also be metallic or non-metallic. Let's understand the different types of natural resources. Land resources. Human beings thus use land as a resource for production as well as residence and recreation. Forest resource. A forest is a natural, self-sustaining community created by presence of trees. Wood is used for making furniture, tool handles, railway sleeper, plugs, bridges, boats, etc. Water resources. Water covers about 3/4 of Earth's surface and is a necessary element for life. Mineral resources are non-renewable and includes metal, for example, iron, copper, and aluminum, and non-metals, example, salt, gypsum, clay, sand, phosphates. Food resources, resources that are used as food or provide food for organisms are called food resources. Plants serve as food resources for herbivorous and omnivorous. Animals and birds are the source of food for many organisms who are carnivorous and omnivorous. Agriculture is the main source of plant food resources for human beings. Energy resources. An energy resource is something that can produce heat, power life, move object or produce electricity. Natural resources fall under the following main categories. First, inexhaustible resources. The resources which cannot be exhausted by human consumption are called inexhaustible resources. This include energy sources like solar radiation, wind power, water power and tidal power, etc. Exhaustible resources. There are some resources which are available in limited quantities and are going to be exhausted as a result of continuous use. For example, the stock of coal in the earth is limited And one day there will be no more coal available for our use if we keep on using it excessively. Third is renewable resources. Renewable resources are those that are constantly available like water or can be reasonably replaced or recovered like vegetative lands. Renewable energy systems use resources that are constantly replaced and are usually less polluting. Examples include hydropower, solar, wind, and geothermal energy. Geothermal energy means energy from the heat inside the earth. Fourth is non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those that cannot easily be replaced once they are destroyed. For example, fossil fuels. Minerals are also non-renewable because even though they form naturally in a process called the rock cycle, it can take thousands of years, making it non-renewable. Non-renewable resources can be called inorganic resources if they are come from non-living things, for example, minerals, wind, land, soil, and rocks. Let's see the table where we can get the non-renewable resources and renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum, LPG, natural gas, nuclear plants and mineral. While renewable resources are water, sun, wind, biomass, soil and forest. Let's see some of the activities damaging our earth and environment. First is over exploitation. It means that when we exploit the species faster than the natural populations can recover. Second is mining. Mines are dug below the earth's surface to get ores. Some of the environmental impacts of mining include erosion, loss of biodiversity, and contamination of soil, groundwater, and surface water. Next is deforestation. It is the clearance of a forest. It results in loss of habitat for many plants and animals living in the forest. Next is pollution. Pollution is the effect of undesirable changes in our surroundings that have harmful effects on plants, animals, and human beings. Let's discuss about pollution. Pollution is caused by pollutants which may be solid, liquid or gaseous in nature. Pollution is the effect of undesirable changes in our surroundings that have harmful effects on plants, animals and human beings. Pollutants are of two types. First is pollutants that can be decomposed. Pollutants that break down into simpler, harmless substance naturally by the action of moisture and bacteria are called biodegradable pollutants. For example, vegetable waste, sewage waste, paper, wood, cattle dung, agriculture waste from organic farms, etc. Second is pollutant that cannot be decomposed. Pollutants which cannot be broken down into simpler and harmless substances are called non-biodegradable pollutants. The harmful effects caused by these pollutants will be there for hundreds of years. For example, plastics, insecticides, pesticides, chemicals like mercury, aluminium, glass, etc. You have learnt about relation between the society and the environment and the causes and the activity damaging the environment. Now the question comes, how to save the environment? Saving the environment, what can you do? First, learning about the environment. Learning about the environment focuses mainly on acquisition of knowledge and understanding of our surrounding and related issues. Second step is learning through the environment. Learning through the environment refers to the processes of learning while being engaged with environment inside and outside the classroom. Third is learning for the environment. Learning for the environment aims at the development of an informed response and responsibility towards the environment. Now see 3 R's. There are 3 R's which you can apply for saving the environment: reduce, reuse, and recycle. It is a concept of the modern waste management. Reduce. Do not use what you do not need. If we reduce at source, there is a lesser chance of waste generation and the pressure on our already stretched natural resources is reduced. On an individual level, we can reduce the use of unnecessary items while shopping, buy items with minimal packaging, avoid buying disposable items, and also avoid asking for plastic carry bags. Reuse. Reuse the materials for other purposes such as making pillow covers or rugs out of used shirt or ladies' suits. Recycling. Recycling is reusing some components of the waste that may have some economic value. Recycling has readily visible benefits such as conservation of resources, reduction in energy used during manufacture, and reducing pollution levels.